In the earlier videos, we have seen the transportation in animals, and that is done through the blood and lymph, and that is called the circulation. Now what about the plants? How the transportation takes place in plants? How the water and minerals, they are available in soil. Soil is the source of water and minerals, and the plants, they need different kinds of minerals for their metabolic activities, and they need water for the process of photosynthesis. So how this water and minerals, they flow from the soil to the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial means above the soil. And now the food, the green plants, the leaves, they manufacture food material. And this food material, which is manufactured in the process of photosynthesis, that is to be transported to the required organs from the leaves. So these are the substances which are flowing through the water, and this is called the transportation. Now if the plants are unicellular, or if the plants are directly in contact with the soil or environment, then what will happen? These substances, they will enter through diffusion, because their body surface is directly in contact with the environment, maybe soil, maybe water, or maybe water resources or atmosphere. And then from the atmosphere, directly by the process of diffusion, that is from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, because in the outer environment the substances and the minerals are much, while as in plants they are less. So naturally the flow will be from outer side to inside the plant, and that is diffusion. This is possible in the smaller plants, or in unicellular plants, or the plants which have direct contact with the environment. But what about the other plants which are tall, which are 7 feet, which are 10 feet, which are even 100 meters? For example, Nilgiri and oak trees are very tall, and to these tall trees, to the aerial parts, up to the tip of the plant, how the water and the minerals, they move from soil to the tip of the plant, because every part of the plant is green and wet. So the water and minerals, they are reaching there. How? So in plants there is a different stream for, in such plants which are taller, there is a system, there is a pipeline through which the water and minerals flow. And there are two vascular tissues in the plants, xylem and phloem. Xylem is water conducting tissue, as we have seen earlier, and the phloem is food conducting tissue. That means the water from the soil, it is taken up by the roots, and then it will be passed to the xylem tissue, and xylem will take this water to up. That is the pipeline through which the water flows. And xylem is made up of tracheids, vessels. These are the main components of xylem. These are the pipelines. These are the cells which are connected to each other by end to end, and they form a complete pipeline, and through this the water is lifted up. So xylem is the tissue. Xylem is the complex permanent tissue. It is a dead tissue, and through this xylem the water is moving, water flows. Now the soil is the reservoir of water, storehouse of water, and the water moves through the roots. How it moves? Now this is, the movement of water is in upward direction, because xylem is a water conducting tissue, and through this xylem the water is moving in upward direction. Water moves to the upward direction because from the soil it will be taken. There are different theories for the movement of water. How this water moves, how this water enters into the plant body. One theory is a root pressure theory. Root pressure theory. What is root pressure theory? If this is the plant body and this is the soil surface and these are the roots, and here the leaves are there. Now the water is present here. Water and minerals, they are present in the soil. And now what happens, as the amount of minerals are more here and the plants are continuously using these minerals, the amount of minerals is low here and here it is high. So what happens, by the process of diffusion, these ions, these minerals, they enter into the root. They enter into the root. So when the minerals enter into the root by the process of diffusion, the movement of particles from region of higher concentration to lower concentration. When the minerals are present here, the amount of minerals, amount of salts, they are increased, the osmotic concentration increases. What is osmotic concentration? The need of water. Because the minerals will be more, that means the solute will be more here to dissolve this. As the osmotic concentration, need of water is increased, what will happen? The water will enter into this to dissolve this. Because water is available here and the water will enter inside this to dissolve this. And as this water is entering, the water accumulates here. The water will be collected here. And this water which is collected here, it will create a pressure. And that pressure is called the root pressure, which is a hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure, that is a root pressure. And this pressure, which is created due to accumulation of water, this pushes the water column up. And the water column is pushed up and up because the pressure is created from the downside. This is root pressure. But this root pressure can help in lifting water in plants which are having little height, which are smaller, up to few inches or few centimeters. But what about the tall trees? Because the plants are not in inches, the plants are not in centimeters, the plants are in feet and meters. So this root pressure is not totally applicable for the upliftment of water and minerals. This root pressure, in the night hours, what happens? The root pressure will be there. Continuously the intake of water will be there. And in the morning hours, when the rate of evaporation, because in the daytime the transpiration will be there, loss of water will be there from the surface of the plant body. But in the early hours, in the morning, the evaporation rate is slow. So what we find the droplets of water on the leaves. On certain plants, on the leaves of certain plants, we find there are present water droplets. And this water droplet which is collected here, that process is called guttation. Guttation is a flow of water in the liquid form. Transpiration is a evaporation of water in the form of vapors. And this is exudation of water in the liquid form. And this shows the root pressure. So these droplets can be seen on the margin of certain leaves. and that process is called the guttation. So this is one way where the uptake of water is there due to root pressure. So root pressure cannot suffice the uptake of water in higher plants. So what happens in higher plants? In higher plants there is another mechanism which is responsible for uptake of water, and you know that the water flows through xylem. So this is the root pressure, one theory where the minerals are taken up, and to dissolve these minerals the root cells need water, so water will enter into the root. This accumulation of water, this collection of water will create a pressure, and with that pressure the water column is lifted up, and that is the root pressure. Another theory is a transpiration theory, transpiration pull theory. We shall see in the next video.